The ReSound One hearing aids are sleek, premium, rechargeable hearing aids that have great smartphone connectivity. Watch this whole video to understand how they look, how they feel on the ear, the different features these hearing aids have, and of course, the pros and cons. Hi, my name is Dr. Ben Thompson. I am an audiologist with HearWeb. We make video reviews of different hearing aid products. This video will be a detailed review of the ReSound One behind-the-ear rechargeable hearing aids. If you're interested in learning more about the various hearing aids on the market, whether they're premium hearing aids or more affordable online hearing aids, and other good information for those with hearing loss, make sure to subscribe to the HearWeb YouTube channel and go to hearweb.com to learn more. Starting with the look and feel of these hearing aids, the piece that goes behind the ear comes in various colors that you can select, and it has this thin receiver wire that sends the sound signal through into the ear canal. For a standard hearing aid feature, this wire piece goes into a speaker, also called a receiver, that plays sound into the ear canal. ReSound and the engineering team has created a new type of receiver called microphone and receiver in the ear. Inside of this little speaker is not only a speaker, but also a little microphone. ReSound calls this type of receiver a MARIE receiver, microphone and receiver in the ear. Typically, hearing aids that go behind the ear like this style, they have the microphone behind the ear, and that helps with directional hearing, being able to turn down voices behind you and focus on voices in front of you. The natural ear has this shape, which you're seeing my hand replicate, so that it can focus on sounds coming from in front of you, and that's the natural sound that people are used to. So when you have a hearing aid with the microphone inputs behind the ear, it loses some of that natural hearing that a hearing aid that goes in the ear canal or simply not wearing a hearing aid would have. Therefore, ReSound created this kind of receiver to try to replicate some of that natural hearing that the shape of our ear provides, while having the hearing aid behind the ear provide that directional hearing quality. This MARIE receiver can be used for most kinds of hearing loss, but for those who have a very mild hearing loss, another type of receiver that has no microphone in the ear canal would be recommended by your audiologist. The ReSound One hearing aids can be fit with any degree of hearing loss, except for profound hearing loss, where a bigger hearing aid is needed. When you work with an audiologist going to their clinic, they would do a hearing test to diagnose the level of hearing and recommend the appropriate hearing system to fit your hearing loss. Now let's talk about the app for user adjustments. ReSound has an app called the Smart 3D app. I've used this app a lot myself as an audiologist. It has some good features, and for those who like to make controls with the equalizer, bass, mids, treble, and create their own programs, the Smart 3D app is a great app for that. Overall, out of 1,700 ratings in the Apple Store, the ReSound Smart 3D app has a 2.5 star rating. In this generation of hearing aids, ReSound changed the style and the shape of the piece that goes up and behind the ear. Overall, this style fits well on most ears. Trying on my own ear, it fit well. Let me put it on to demonstrate to you how it looks. So first I put this piece behind my ear, and then I put that wire and the speaker inside of my ear. So from the front, you really can't see it much at all. Now if I turn slowly along my side, you'll see that it looks nice and sleek alongside my face. And then turning around even further, hopefully you can see behind my ear how it's nice and small. We would choose a color to match the hair or the skin, and that's how the hearing aid style looks on the ear. If you have tinnitus and you're looking for tinnitus masking features, then this hearing aid can be programmed quite well to provide sound therapy at a level that is beneficial for you if you have tinnitus. Those kinds of adjustments would happen in the clinic when you see an audiologist to get these hearing aids fit. Another great benefit of the ReSound One hearing aids is that they do come with remote care. In today's day and age, telehealth is becoming more and more widely adopted, and ReSound was one of the initial companies that got involved with telehealth. Remote care of hearing aids means that after you have an initial appointment with an audiologist in a clinic, you can have follow-up adjustments and changes to the settings of the hearing aids via your smartphone app from the audiologist's computer at their clinic. Those remote care features could potentially save you trips to the office and make some changes to your hearing aids in real time or within 24 hours. That would make a big difference depending on what kind of changes you needed. Remote care is set up with an audiologist, and that's something you would have to bring up to your audiologist to ask them for that feature to be activated at the time of your fitting or consultation. All right, are you still with me? Still listening? For the next section, we're going to cover the pros and the cons of the ReSound ONE hearing aids. At HearWeb, these kinds of videos are very common where we give some background, show the style of the hearing aid technology, talk about the pros, and talk about the cons to help you make a better decision about what you need to treat your hearing loss. So subscribe to our channel. Now let's get into the pros of the ReSound ONE hearing aids. Pro number one is excellent sound quality. ReSound is known as being one of the better hearing aids in the market for premium hearing aids, and now with the addition of the Marie receiver, microphone in the receiver in the ear canal, it gives an extra advantage for sound quality. The second pro is a great rechargeable hearing aid case. Of course, we want our hearing aids to be rechargeable, to not have to mess around with the small batteries. These hearing aids have a closed seal on the design. That means that there's going to be little to no problems with moisture or humidity, and the case closes nicely. It also charges into the wall. Easy to use. It has red in the right ear and blue in the left ear. So even if you're someone who has poor vision or poor dexterity in the fingers, or if you're a senior, this case should be easy to use. The third pro is that these hearing aids connect well to Apple and Android smartphone devices. If you're looking for hearing aids that you can also use for streaming, phone calls, listening to YouTube videos, etc., then these hearing aids should do the job well. Finally, pro number 4 is that when you get these hearing aids, you have the benefit of going to an audiologist in a clinic. Hopefully that audiologist will provide the best practices to make sure the hearing aids are fit well to your hearing loss and give you the maximum benefit, the maximum advantage that you could get with hearing aids today. So with any kind of premium hearing aids from a clinic, you not only get the benefits of the technology, which we've reviewed on this video, but also the benefits of the audiologist and the doctor who has the experience to make this technology work for you, your needs, and in your specific ears. All right, now the fun part. So far, you've only heard positive things about these hearing aids, but at HearWeb, we try to provide real independent cons and things to look out for. So con number 1 in my mind is that this is a very small hearing aid, and that's overall a good thing, but there's only one button to push on the hearing aid. I tend to see my patients succeed better for hearing loss and tinnitus when there's an up and down control on each individual hearing aid. When you have only one button on each side, then typically it's set up to rely on changing the volume so that you have both ears working together. Now there are some situations where you might misplace or lose one hearing aid or it stops working, and then suddenly those features where you're controlling both ears together don't work so well. Then you only have one button to push, and it might not be the kind of adjustment or change that you're looking for. That said, there are many patients who succeed and do very well with hearing aids that have just one push button on each side. Also, you have the iPhone or Android app, so you can make those adjustments through your phone, even if you had no buttons on the hearing aid. Con number 2 is that the ReSound ONE hearing aids are expensive. Most premium hearing aids that you would find at an audiology clinic can be rather expensive, and for a lot of individuals who are trying to treat hearing loss on a budget, these hearing aids would be out of their price range. At HearWeb, we recognize that you're looking for excellent hearing aids, but of course you're also looking for a good value and potentially budget hearing aids as well. On this YouTube channel and on our website, hearweb.com, we look at all different hearing aids, from the most affordable online hearing aids to the most expensive premium hearing aids that you would find at a clinic. So our goal is to help you make the right decision by giving you information about where to choose and where to pick what you need. We always make sure to have the most up-to-date price of different hearing aids on our website, hearweb.com. So if you're looking for the specific price of different models, you can start there. All right, that was a good overview of the ReSound ONE hearing aids, but what about other options out there? Some other hearing aids that we have reviewed on this channel that I want you to consider checking out. Number 1, the Phonak Paradise hearing aids. Another excellent rechargeable Bluetooth hearing aids that are premium devices that you can find at an audiology clinic. Option number 2 is the Audicus Wave hearing aids. We did a full review video of all of these hearing aids. The Audicus Wave are Bluetooth rechargeable hearing aids that you can buy directly online. The third hearing aids to consider as well would be the Lucid Audio Engage in Light hearing aids. Those are very affordable and you can buy them directly online as well. You can check out full detailed reviews of each of those hearing aids on this YouTube channel, HearWeb, as well as going over to hearweb.com to learn about the up-to-date price information. My name is Dr. Ben Thompson. I'm one of the audiologists with HearWeb. I enjoy making this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment and we will reply to your questions. Thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe to HearWeb, and I wish you well on your journey to hear better. This next video that I consider you watch as well is a full detailed review of the Phonak Paradise hearing aids. They are a competitor to the ReSound ONE, so it will be interesting to see how they stack up. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.